For the last few days, the only thing you've been hearing on social media is about the student loan payments and the possibility that millions of Americans will be facing garnishments on their paychecks as a result of them not keeping their debt current. You got some people on one side saying, hey, listen, we shouldn't pay off your debt. I had to pay my way. You should pay your way.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.
You got other people who believe that everybody in the country should be responsible for their debts. That's not what I'm here to talk about, because the fact is the federal government has the authority and has said that they're going to use that authority to possibly garnish the wages of millions of Americans. In this video, we're going to talk about what a garnishment is and how they get access to your funds. And we're going to talk about some ways that you can lower your expenditure so that when you are garnished, it doesn't sting quite as bad. Welcome to the Mr. Wilson's Got a Headache podcast. I'm your host, Dennis the Menace. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comments section. Check this out.
Today I'm trying something new. This is my last ditch effort. I am drowning in student debt. I have over $75,000 in student debt and I'm not even done with school. Please stay to the end of this video because it would help me tremendously. So here's what I'm doing. I saw this girl who paid off all of her student loans, all of her debt, all from filming TikTok videos. How crazy is that? I decided, why not give it a try?
I'm not paying back my student loans. I do not care. Oh, but what about your credit score? What am I going to do with a good credit score? Buy a house on starvation wages? Buy a car I can't afford to insure? I'm not paying them back. I don't give a shit about my credit score. Oh, they're going to garnish your wages. Most of us are underemployed. If they start taking additional money out of my paycheck, I just won't work. My life will not get worse.
So let me get this straight. They made you go to college and then they made you take out a loan when you were 18 and didn't know what you were doing. So the amount of nonsense that I'm hearing on this app around the student loan repayment is crazy. And all it boils down to is lack of accountability.
Not me entering my final stage of full-blown crash out. I'm literally crashing out. I was so excited for tonight. Oh my God, I'm so worked up. I was gonna get dressed up. I mean, I still am. I'm definitely getting a martini now. Last week, I fucking hate student loans. Last month, I set up auto pay because I don't want to forget. I don't like being late. You could never get on the phone with these stupid student loan people. And I log on today because I have to get my fucking tax documents. Fuck my life. Life never ends. I'm like, oh my God, it says my payment's late. And I'm like, how does that even make sense? I set up auto pay.
In those clips, you saw people who support garnishments, and you saw people who are distraught and don't know what they're going to do financially. I, for one, as a person, take pride in paying all of my debts. As a matter of fact, a few months ago, I became completely debt-free, except for a garnishment that I have for child support. So I know a little something about garnishments and how they work and how there's really no way for you to run from a garnishment. This is not a time for people to stay in their emotions about this. I can see people getting emotional, especially with all the inflation and how expensive it is to live nowadays. But at some point, you need to have the type of conversation that we're having today so that you can have a clear head about reality. If the federal government has sent you paperwork saying that they're going to garnish your wages, there is little to nothing you can do about it. The way garnishments work, there is some type of case in most situations, and the party who is owed money has won that case, and now there is a court order. That may be slightly different when you start talking about the federal government, but either way, the process is extremely similar. All of a sudden, you receive something in the mail saying that they're going to garnish your wages. They have the name of your employer on that paperwork. They've already sent the exact same copy to your employer, or more importantly, your human resources department. Your human resources department does not have a choice as to whether they are going to withhold funds from your check. Your company is definitely not going to take the fall for you. You're not even going to see that money. The only thing you're going to see is on your check, you're going to see a garnishment, and then you're going to see that money deducted from your check, whether it's a weekly paycheck, bi-weekly, or a monthly paycheck.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So for the people on these videos who are telling you, hey, listen, I'm just not going to pay my garnishment, they are speaking to you in ignorance. And if you're self-employed, you're going to receive that paperwork to your business address, and the federal government is going to expect for you to withhold that money.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
This is a court order from the judge.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is not a suggestion. It is not a question. So it will be done either way. It's important that you accept the fact that there's nothing you can do about it, and you make the appropriate adjustments in your life. Now, if you stay tuned on this video, we're going to talk about what those adjustments are. And as much as some of you probably don't want to hear this, you definitely need to stay tuned for that information later in this video. This next clip that we're going to watch is from a YouTube channel that specializes in talking about human resources. And she's going to break down some things about these garnishments, and then we're going to come back and chop it up. Check this out.
The IRS does not have to go through the court and can directly order employers to garnish wages. However, creditors must first file a lawsuit and win the judgment of the lawsuit. Following the win of the judgment, the creditor can get court permission to access funds from the debtor's paycheck. Finally, the court order is sent to the employer and put in your hands as the HR professional at your org. Wage garnishments can only be deducted from disposable earnings or the amount of earnings left after legally required deductions are made. Most types of wages can be garnished. That includes salaries, hourly wages, commissions, bonuses, profit shares, workers' compensation, and more. A creditor may seek a wage garnishment for child support, federal student loans, unpaid federal or state income taxes, outstanding medical bills, credit card, and all other debt. Title III of the Consumer Credit Protection Act, or CCPA, protects employees from being fired for a single garnishment and sets a maximum on the amount of earnings that may be garnished in any pay period.
We don't need to watch all of that. You got an understanding of where she was going with that subject. But let's talk details. According to the law, not your opinion, not the way you feel. According to the law today, garnishments are calculated by the minimum wage. In the United States, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. You have to calculate that minimum wage, 7.25 times 30. If you do that math, that's $217.50. And they calculate this by the week. So for example, if someone made $1,200 per week, they would calculate that gross, or the total money they make pre-tax. So they could take the federal minimum wage times 30, which is $217.50, or they can take 25%. They have to take the number that is smaller. However, if your current pay is under $217.50, if it is exactly that number or less, then they cannot garnish your wages. If you know already right now in this moment that the math ain't mathing, now is the time to maybe call your landlord and say, hey, listen, this loan stuff is gonna hit me. Is there any way I can get out of this contract? And if you have the opportunity, maybe downsize to something that is not quite as pretty as where you're living now. Maybe you went and you bought some high-end furniture that you know you couldn't have afforded any other time. Well, now is the time to put it on Facebook Marketplace or let go and let that stuff go and go get something that is cheaper for you to sit on. Those are the type of decisions that it's going to take in order for you to make it. Maybe you have every streaming service in the world. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Amazon Prime Video, you got Paramount, you got all these different streaming services that's about $15 to $20 a piece. If you were to get rid of most of those and maybe just watch YouTube Premium and keep one, like a Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, you could save yourself another $80, $90. Let's say that you have a cell phone and you have one of the major carriers, and that bill is $150, $160 a month for one line. Well, maybe you need to go see Spectrum Mobile, take your phone over, and pay $40, $50 a month. What I'm saying to you right now is that even if you don't want this to happen, there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And you need to accept that. The federal government is going to win. If you can accept that and you can make those changes, you should be just fine. I appreciate you listening to this video. If you're still here, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.